Right now, we're finishing up week 8. Got tomorrow to put the icing on the cake. But throughout the whole cycle, it was a major emphasis on getting stronger, being more explosive, really and truly creating horsepower within our lower body with some unilateral work. Always the emphasis on taking care of our body with nutrition, hydration, and sleep. Been really harping to the guys that you want to take care of your body better than anyone in the nation. So we've made major strides with building that routine of taking care of themselves and seeing their body transform with how we're increasing lean muscle mass and decreasing fat mass, and overall making sure we take care of ourselves inside of the building, most importantly, away from the building. Just performance-wise, we took our speed work to the next level. We took our plyometric work to the next level, and also incorporating this new age, which is science and scientific data with new force plates, new technology to track our development and really see our benefits from training. So been a great journey over these 8 weeks. I'm excited to see these guys put a cap on it tomorrow. So with that being said, I will open it up for questions.
Hey, Tank, hope you're well, man. Just wondering what's different year 2 with a group, especially with so many guys coming back compared to year 1?
Year 2, we've had an emphasis on not only just leadership, but accepting leadership, accepting it and enjoying it. And when it's your turn to accept those words of leadership or encouragement, because we have some tough days that's planned out throughout the cycle, that you take it, you run with it, and you enjoy and you embrace the words that come from your teammates, voice. So this year overall, we've been harping on leadership, accepting leadership, embracing the grind. So that's one difference from this year compared to last year, as well as the guys have an image of what to expect as far as our standard in the weight room. So everything from how you enter the room to how you exit the room to how you look forward to doing your overtime work, which is not required. It's actually a choice to come back in and work on some of your deficiencies. That standard has been set by each position group. And then another thing that has really increased from last year to this year is our overall quality of movement, being able to move efficiently and move and express power and speed at the top level. So that's a huge increase in our room with leadership, accepting leadership, expressing power and speed, knowing the standard, and working on deficiencies. It's been good to see guys dedicate themselves to their off time away from the building.
And then you talked about taking care of your bodies away from the football center is as better as anybody in the country. I know college probably provides some hurdles to that. So how do you sell that to them? How do you show them, hey, this works, or who do you use as examples, or what?
So really and truly, sometimes you got to have that, kumbaya moment, where it's pretty much a confession from an older guy that simply says, hey, in the past, I didn't do right. I didn't do this. I wish I would have, or I could have, or I should have. And by them bringing that experience or bringing those words to our younger guys has been really good. And it's been frustrating moments where I've had players in my office and like, Coach, what's the issue? How can we fix things? How can we do this? And that's where we went into the leadership and accepting leadership. But in college, it's a struggle. So we use different educational tools outside of those verbal, I guess you can call it life lessons from inside the room, which we used with Jay Brinkhardt and also JB, Jeremy Bush, with what we call Nutrition Talk Thursdays. And those Nutrition Talk Thursdays could be anything from alcohol consumption. It could be about sleep. It could be about hydration. It could be about body composition. It could be about anything from macronutrients to pre and post workout consumption, weekend plans with grocery lists, that whole 9 yards. We just have to continue to play that song of recovery and take care of your body the same way you listen to your favorite rapper or your favorite country western singer or your favorite R&B artist. We just have to continue to play the message over and over and over so it can become a part of these guys' DNA. That's how we basically got it done and still continue to work on it.
Thanks, man.
Coach, how much easier, not easier is the wrong word, how much different is now that the pandemic is it's not winding down, but it's getting a little easier. Has that been a good thing for you, a big help in your department?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that question, Bob.
The pandemic. The
pandemic.
Yeah, the fact things are easing up, the restrictions, because you're able to be more normal. How much easier is that for you? How much does that help seeing faces again, I assume, and being around the guys more?
Oh yeah, being around them and really getting out of the mask, and guys can see that I have a little facial hair, and I can see these guys have a couple different dimples or moles, whatever it is. One, we can just be face to face and talk. Two, we can actually get away from the fist bump and start to shake hands and use manual resistance. It's something huge for us. We can get larger groups, which really helps us with our team bonding. Seeing guys strain and make gains together and celebrate each other's small victories of just simply moving the bar faster than you did week 1, or being able to put more weight in your hand than you could week 3 or 4 going through these cycles. So we can get a larger group, which helped out tremendously with teamwork and leadership. Huge, getting rid of the pandemic and being able to be around your brothers and be a part of a huge collective group of family with the ILL tag to it. It's been beautiful to see these guys mold into a team.
One more thing, are there lessons you learned during that whole time that will help you going forward in terms of like creativity, ways to do different things? How much big of a help was that for you, and how much will it enhance your work with the guys as going forward?
Yes. So moving forward, for a fact, you can spread a room out, you can move bars, you can still get work done. I've always heard people say all I need is a closet with some bands and some towels and we're ready to go. Now you can really say creativity has went out the roof. The usage of my staff was huge during the pandemic. Those guys, us being able to sit at the table, the war room, and come up with a program and all have the same belief, the same thought process towards the development. It was good for us as a staff to come together to create that plan. And it's also good to see the guys continue to work, although they couldn't be within a certain distance of their teammates. So.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Tank, what's been your overall impression of the 10 early enrollees of the 22 class? And then the second part of that is, when do you and your staff start putting and formulating a plan for the other 14 signees that will come in in August as incoming freshmen, so that they're prepared as possible for when they arrive here this summer in August?
Yeah, so I'll start with those incoming guys, the guys that haven't truly got on our campus yet. So what we do is we send out a freshman manual to try to bridge the gap between where they're at now in high school before they show up as a freshman in college. And that manual gives them everything from their true workouts, their conversion charts, their speed, power, mobility, flexibility, conditioning work. And we go through every movement that we asked them to with our coaching cues that we've typed up and gave different pictures to help them visualize how we would coach them if we were in the room with them. So that would help them bridge the gap, just simply coming in healthy, coming in with a work capacity baseline and also a strength baseline where we can say that they have been putting in work, and we know for a fact that they will be able to sustain or even survive and thrive within the group when they come in. When they get here, although they've made those gains, I still want to baseline test them. Okay, so we baseline test them from everything from what Jeremy does in sports medicine, everything from what Jade does in nutrition, but for myself, we go through the same protocols like we did with the entire team. We want to see how they bend, how they move, where's their mobility, where's their flexibility. Do we have any asymmetry issues from right to left leg or right to left arm? The injury history, the whole 9 yards about where's your power level coming in the door. So we're gonna always take our baseline and use that to guide that freshman program before they join the group. The guys that came here already, our early enrollees, they have tremendously really taken off. Really the two guys up front, Zy Chrysler and Isaiah Adams. Zy came in and he was a guy that just verbally told us he doesn't like to sit in the house. He doesn't like to be at home, being a couch potato. He wants to be out and be proactive. So he came in and he put in tremendous work. He bought into every detail of the movements. He wanted to work with the older guys. His face lit up when he seen Paucho join the program because now he get a chance to get some one-on-one time and learn from him, which is huge. And then Isaiah Adams, who was really young in his training age, has really taken off. His adaptations and how he's really and truly transformed strength-wise and also muscle mass. I'll let him speak for himself, but from what I've seen, he walks in with the mindset of, Coach, if you have me for an hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes, just tell me what you want, how you want it done, and he's going to attack it. That's as long with Zach Chrysler too. The rest of those guys, I mean, Sean Miller, Ian Pugh, Tommy DeVito, a lot of them, they came in and just head down, foot in the ground, right foot, left foot, not backpedaling, and they're just attacking each day. I've been pleased with the performance.
Thanks, Tank. I appreciate it.
Hi, Tank. My name's Andy Kimball. I'm going to be reporting from Decatur. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I guess kind of similarly, I know with like Zy and Isaiah, you're getting a lot of kind of transfer players who you kind of want to kind of contribute immediately with kind of new transfer portal players, I guess. Would those players have a different developmental arc than, I guess, freshmen? Does your approach kind of change with that, or how does your approach kind of go along with that, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so a person that first start off taking medicine or receiving any type of stress, you have to see how they tolerate it. With the new guy coming in, you don't want to put him in a bad situation, no matter if they're a guy who's been training for 12 years or only 2 years. I have to make sure that we don't put a guy in a bad situation, but also give him enough stimulus so you can have a response. You want that response to be positive. So all the new guys that came in, including Tommy DeVito, who's very, very polished when he walked into the door. We have to make sure we utilize our technology to say where a guy's strength is at currently and where he's at deficient-wise, and then programmatically making sure you don't overreach those 1 RM max goals, with max weight. There's other ways for us to really and truly move the strength curve and increase the power and the speed of how he moves the bar or how he runs and change direction. So we get new guys in the building, and it's always about what can they handle, how well do they respond to it, and we're always asking them, if the bar does slow down from week 1 to week 3, or even we get into week 6, we try to find where outside of the strength and conditioning world are they going through stress levels, which could impact their nervous system. So it's always being able to utilize science to make sure we're not overreaching and overtraining, always.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Tank, I know you pointed out some of the freshmen who have stood out. Has there been any veterans who have really maybe reshaped their bodies here over the last 8 weeks that have stood out to you?
Yes, there's a few of them, especially our guys that really needed to, they really needed to gain weight, okay, / gain muscle mass. We had some guys that made some tremendous gains. I mean, they're walking around, they're beating their chest right now. Isaiah Adams came in and he's like, Coach, he's another guy that we wanted to make sure we put some lower body mass on and give him a great frame in his posterior chain to play the demands of O-line. He's like, Coach, just want to thank you all. And I'm like, Isaiah, you came here and trained, but you took care of your body off the football field. You ate the right things. You got into the nutrition room. This is all you, and this is all your effort. So I got to give these guys credit that have reached their goals and exceeded their goals from when we set goals on week 1 with Jay. I got to give them credit and pat them on the back and just continue to work and never get satisfied with development. So we have made huge gains. Some guys need to take weight off. They're doing it right now. They're currently still doing it within those 8 weeks. Now we have spring break, and then we have another 5 weeks. So every time you're in the weight room or you're in this building, it's a cycle going on. 8-week winter, that's a cycle. 5-week spring, that's another cycle. You go on summer break, that's another cycle. We give you an at-home program. You come back for 8 more weeks, that's another cycle. You get in season, that is a long 14-week cycle that we can make huge gains in season. So as long as we keep that approach, we can always make progress.
Not to put you on the spot, but are there any other names that you'd be comfortable sharing of guys that have really been impressive?
Yes, Owen Anderson. You talking about just incoming guys or the entire team?
Yeah, the entire team, anybody.
Okay, Isaiah Williams, golden work ethic, golden overtime. Tip Raymond, working, just continues to grind. CJ Hart, I love how he's grinding along with Tariq Barnes and Kalen Villanueva. He's been doing some freakish things in the weight room wise with his power and strength numbers. And then I can go on. I can give you 30, 40 names now. Palcho, who else? We've got Jordan Slaughter. Jordan Slaughter has made tremendous gains as well. Julian Pearl is looking really good. I can't wait to see how he tests out tomorrow, as well as on that DEXA scan. Then you have the quarterbacks. Art Sikowski is doing really, really well. He's a guy that we couldn't do too much upper body wise, but his lower body strength development and stability has made major gains. At the DB position, Quan Martin, Sidney Brown. They're just freakish. I'm glad we have them. Chase Brown and also Chase Hayden. If you were to see these two guys compete head to head, along with Aiden Lawfrey and Chase Brown, and no, Aiden Lawfrey and Isaiah Williams, ask them guys about their competition. It was neck and neck. Aiden Lawfrey is a twitchy, explosive athlete. Great addition to what we do in our weight room and in this facility. I can go on and on and on, Joey. Those guys, they have things that they do well, you're really, really excited about. Things they don't do well, they've increased their capabilities. So excited about it.
And then if I could get one more, how we've seen in some of the videos you guys have put out, like how have you blended the competition with one another into what you guys do day to day?
Yeah, so we use what's called our station conditioning session or mat drills. So we pair guys up. We originally started with offense versus offense, meaning their positional group. So we wanted to see guys within the position group play the same position, go against each other. And then after that, we went into some offense defense competitions. And for instance, you say something like the 5-10-5, the pro agility, like what you would see on combines, or the 3-cone, which is the L drill. Seeing those guys match up head to head. I mean, we have all the same rules. You can't post with your inside hand, which shows instability and balance. You want to be able to bend and change directions on the spot of a dime. You have to start the right way and finish the right way for the drill to count. Seeing them run head to head, side by side in drills as like the agile bags, which is a variation of lateral movement and also some hops and straight run through and back pedal and burst. Seeing them run through and compete, it was amazing to see them. And we also partnered them up with what we call the dog sled or the prowler, which is in my eyes another speed development tool and also a work capacity tool for us. So we partnered them up, same side of the ball, opposite side of the ball. Then we switched to opposite side of the ball with different guys to see them compete with someone else. And just recently we did the best matchup versus the best matchup, meaning no matter what position. I want to see Isaiah Williams against whoever, or I wanted to see Casey Williams against the best on defense. And it brought the best out of them. It was to the point where they literally was running the office like, Coach, what's the score? What's the score? So Coach B does it. Coach B brought them all together on the goal line, announced the matchups, and everybody's going crazy. They split up. We come back and we introduced Coach B announced some of the key big wins, and you should have seen guys' face. And then they come running into the weight room. They're waiting on the posting or the golden. So if it's Joey versus you, Andy, and Joey's name is in gold, he's excited. We're looking at what races he won and lost. So it brought out some competitive edge, but it also gave us great work at the same time.
Thanks, Tank. I'm probably not going to win a lot of races, but I appreciate it, man.
Hey, Tank, I want to follow up. You're talking about some of the JUCO offensive linemen that have come in, but obviously you guys got some holes to fill there. So I'm wondering about the redshirt freshmen and how big of a leap is that, into their second kind of full offseason, like guys like Barlev, Geske,
Yes.
Kreutz, and Weiscarver. Like, what have you seen out of them now with a full year?
Yes. We do different competitions and we put people on the spot. When you hear Kreutz open his mouth and start to scream, it's eye-opening. He had a chance to be around him. This is him, Geske, and Barlev. They had a chance to be around guys like Vidarian Lowe, Doug Kramer, and Palcho, who would always get guys back in the locker room, bring them up, walk out to the practice field. They wouldn't leave the sideline before they crossed those white lines unless the whole group was there. So Kreutz, Barlev, Geske, those guys literally seen it, and now we're pulling it out of them. When you see him work, you're like, okay, Geske has made tremendous strides. He's now become one of the stronger offensive linemen. Barlev is right there with them, although he's a shorter guy. We're trying to make sure we continue to put weight on him the right way. And also Barlev, Geske, and Kreutz, those three guys, I can't wait to see them through spring ball when they have some success against some of our guys and then have some success against the conference. So been pleased with them. We still got work to do, but they should definitely go out and hunt for somebody's job. That's the name of the game. And they're best friends, but at the same time, it's like, I'm coming for your position, which is good competition.
I want to follow up on Geske because he's diabetic. What's that say about him? And what do you guys do to add all that strength and keep it on?
Yeah, so for Geske, with the combination of what we call our sports performance team, which is truly strength conditioning, sports medicine, and our sports nutrition department, we get together and we make sure somebody has his phone. They can alert if he gets too low. We also have body tracking systems where we track him daily, every day. And along with that, Nutrition Talk Thursday, he's also meeting with Jade outside of those talks to make sure he's doing everything well. And with us using technology and looking at his body weight and making sure we just overall look at how he trains that day, he's been on top of it. So that's a testament to how he's been really coming along. He had some challenges that first year, but this second year, it seems like he's definitely more in tune with his body and in tune with the demands of what we ask in the weight room, which has been helping him out. So he's on top of it. He's definitely on top of it.
Thanks, Tank.
Tank, I was excited to hear about what you were talking about with Zai. It's no secret that the book on him was a few years ago. He was at 420 pounds and had to lose a lot of weight just to get on the field. And it seems like you're encouraged and excited about the idea of getting him to an optimal weight that you want him at by the time that he rolls around for fall camp in August.
Yeah. So with Zai, it's one day at a time. One bad meal, one bad weekend could change and alter the weight on the scale. But we also at the same time had to know he's human. So I just take it one day at a time, keep encouraging him. Right now, I believe he's down close to 18 pounds when we first got him, which is really, really good. So really over a course of 8 weeks, for guys that want to drop weight and do it the safe way, you're looking for 2 pounds per week to make sure we're doing it the correct way. That's why we go every day. So with him, it's day by day. It's encouragement. I don't want to ever see him go into a dark closet and close himself off and shut me off and shut off Jade and everybody that's trying to encourage him. So he knows it. He's working on it, and he's also around great guys like Art Sikowski that gives him that extra motivation outside of this weight room.
Thanks, Tank.
Yeah.
Is it a similar approach, Tank, with someone like Calvin and Vertus, two guys who maybe are expected to be into a bigger role this year?
Yes, same thing with Calvin, Vertus, and Zai. All three of those guys, their day-by-day approach has been better. Calvin and Vertus specifically, going off of what we've seen last year. Better approach to the weight room. They're working a lot harder. They're exerting a lot more energy and a lot more effort. The scale is also going down for those two guys. I believe Calvin, he is currently, I want to say, close to 13 pounds down. Vertus is right there along with them, trickling down the scale. So just trying to make sure those guys just continue to do it. Although we're out of the 8 weeks here come tomorrow, we have another 5 weeks where you're going to be active for 6 days, truly Monday through Saturday, which is much more than what we're doing in the weight room. So you get 6 days to truly dig into your calorie deficit and start to shed some more weight, shed some more excess body fat. And we got to roll that over through the spring, through the summer, and get these guys ready for fall camp.
Thanks, Tank. Appreciate it.
No problem.
You guys all good? Is that it? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tank.